start with the hanging lock with a pin. As you can see, it is closed. Let's take an ordinary screw, insert it into the well, and begin to tighten it smoothly with the screwdriver. It's not that hard. When the screw fits tightly inside, we take a crowbar and pry it, pull it, and pull the mechanism itself out of the lock together with the screw. The mechanism is outside, which means nothing will prevent us from opening the lock. To open an ordinary suspension lock, you will need 2 wrenches. Hook them on the shackle and start spreading on opposite directions. And here are some examples of how it works in real life. Even on the door, or even on a gate. And if the lock is too big, add an extra stop between the keys. A little more complicated, but the lock still tends itself. This method also works with combination lock. If the lock does not give in, try to change the position of the key so that the pressure is directed to the upper part of the shackle. He will definitely not resist this. And yes, this method will work with the padlock, although it takes much more effort than all previous locks. This method is universal, but after that, the lock will already be decommissioned. And here's another way to open such locks. To begin with, we'll fasten it. And now, we need a gas burner. Unscrew the gas to the full and then install the burner directly opposite of the lock. This method will take a decent amount of time, so it's better to fix the balloon in place. Gradually, the flame will burn all the paint and then begin to heat up the metal of which the lock consists. When the temperature becomes critical, the lock will gradually melt and crumble. It will only be necessary to help him a little with the wrench. That's it. The lock is open. And here is the metal that has fallen to the ground. It was aluminum or another fusible metal. However, with the steel lock, this trick is unlikely to work. Now, something more interesting. We have handcuffs next. Throw away the key and lock them on my wrist for the purity of the experiment. As you can see, everything is reliable. Now, we need a regular hairpin, or rather an en-bloc metal plate. Driving it into the groove, we will push the fastening off the handcuffs off of it and they will open. It's even easier to do it with a free hand. Overlapping the thread inside, the barrette does not allow the handcuffs to function normally. That's all. And next, we have a combination lock. And that's how it works. We'll pull a shackle 180 degrees, Click on it and make a random combination of numbers. After that, we pay attention to the shackle and close the lock. Rearrange the numbers and the lock is closed. To open it, first align the numbers and pull the lock. Lock it in this position. We check the reels. The drum moves freely, then the digit is not part of the code. And if it is tight, then you guess the number. Now, you need to find the right number for each reel. It may take some time. Until the castle finally opens, and most importantly, after that, the castle will remain intact. And now, we'll show you how to make a lockpick from an aluminum can. We will need such a small plate on which we make 2 shallow incisions, bend the sides, round off the central part with scissors. Now, let's close our test lock with the key. We drive our master key into the mechanism of the shutter of the shackle. You will need to make an effort, but the lock will open. If the lock has 2 locks, then we will need 2 lock pins. As you can see, combination lock has a similar shutter mechanism. So, let's check our lockpick on it too. As you can see, combination lock has a similar shutter mechanism, so let's check our lockpick on it too. It's a little more complicated because of the shape of the shackle, but this lock also lends itself. In addition, it retains its working capacity. Let's take a hammer and a single bolt lock. Let's hit the castle hard with the hammer. On the second attempt, it opens. And at the same time, maintains integrity. Let's try it again and again. Success! Let's check on the lock with 2 locks. Unfortunately, no matter how much we beat, the lock remains firmly closed. Take an ordinary paper clip and straighten one of its ends. Now, we will need pliers for fine work. We create this shape. We fold the second paper clip in this way and bend the loop. Here is such a master key we have turned out. Let's check it in practice. When the key enters the well, its thread lines up all the cylinders in a row and the lock opens. We will be able to achieve this with a little help of our tool. It's not as simple as it looks, but it works. Let's do it with the opaque lock. We had to work blindly, but we succeeded. As you can see, this is a very painstaking and time-consuming work. In order to do it faster, you will have to get the hang of it. But then, any lock will give in to you. Such master key can be made from a hair clip. She will work exactly on the same principle, not all inferior to her colleague. Let's take an inexpensive padlock and close it. From the side of the mechanism, we will gradually scrape off the top layer of zinc with the screwdriver. At some point, you will see the silhouettes of the cylinders on the body. Now, let's take a thin drill and start sawing the cylinders. After that, the mechanism will simply crumble. It remains only turn the weld with the screwdriver and the lock will open. Some locks can be opened with the kitchen knife. By inserting it at the right angle, you will easily push through all the cylinders. It remains only the crank and the lock will open. Of course, it is more difficult to do this blindly, but with proper skill, any lock will give in to you. With this method, the locks do not break, so you can continue to use them. Let's take a pin and cut off its head. We will push a pin into the well and try to find the cylinders. Then, we will put a screwdriver and try to turn it with effort. The lock is open. Let's try again and again with success. And now, we will show you how to copy keys with improvised tools. The key role in the key is played by its carving. Let's heat the key with the lighter. When it is covered with a dark layer, we will attach a sticky tape to it and remove this dark layer. The drawing was printed on the tape, and now we will transfer it to a plastic card. Using scissors, we will cut out the key according to the silhouette, paying special attention to the card. Now we have an extra copy. Let's check it out. The lock opens on the first attempt. Such a copy can be made from a jar, a bottle, and a battery, and also from 4 layers of paper or even 10 layers of ordinary tape. For copies made of soft materials, we'll plug the bottle and start pumping it up. When the pressure is at a limit, we take out the cork and pop is heard. And the bottle is filled with this kind of white smoke. A similar effect can be achieved without alcohol. The main thing is to choose a bottle with the right neck, like this. Tighten the cork tightly, and then start twisting the bottle as much as possible. Twist with all your might until the pressure becomes maximum. Now we carefully begin to unscrew the cork until it shoots, leaving the little white smoke in the bottle. That's the trick. For the next trick, we will need a bottle of distilled water. We will put it in the freezer for an hour and a half. Carefully take it back out. Now strike one light blow and the water starts to freeze right in front of your eyes. Incredible, isn't it? Or you can hit the bottle on the table and get the same effect. And if you try to pour this water into a glass, it will begin to form an ice column. Fix the match on the edge of a table with the brick. We tie a rope around the neck of a full bottle and fix it on the base of a match. Then, insert a second match in this way and connect them with the third match. Now you can remove the brick, and 3 fragile matches can easily withstand the weight of 2 liters of water. But it is necessary to remove 1 match and the whole structure falls. For the next experiment, we will pour dry ice into a bottle of water. He immediately begins to evaporate, and we need to tighten the cork on the bottle. As soon as that is twisted, we urgently move away to a safe distance. The bottle was torn apart by a powerful explosion. Never repeat it yourself. It's better to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell. To begin with, you will need 2 small holes on opposite sides of the egg. Now, take a plastic bottle and make a hole in the bottom. Fill it with water. We fix the prepared egg on the neck of the bottle with plasticine. And now we remove the finger from the hole in the bottle, and the pressure will pull out the entire contents of the egg. The ball inside the bottle deflates on my command as soon as I squeeze my hand and I seem to put pressure on it. Do you want to know what the secret is? To begin with, put the ball in the bottle and pull it over its neck. Now, let's make a small hole in this place. Inflate the balloon covering the hole with your finger, and once you release the hole, the ball will immediately begin to deflate. Look at this Coke bottle, it's like rubber. Now, I'll show you what the secret is. To begin with, put the pan on the fire and pour it into a little more than 1 bottle of Coca-Cola. Add 50 grams of gelatin and mix until smooth. At this time, we will cut the bottle and wrap it with tape. Now, pour our mixture inside the bottle, fill it to the brim, and remove the foam. We'll put it in the freezer for 24 hours. Now, carefully remove the plastic from our gelatin bottle and put a label on it, and the cork will stay on the toothpick. Here's such a jelly cola turned out. We also made a jelly Mirinda, and yes, they are very tasty. And now, we'll show you how to make a chocolate bottle. To do this, we will need 2-3 chocolate bars, which we will melt in a steam bath. After that, pour the liquid chocolate into a bottle and distribute smoothly over the entire inner surface. We immediately put it in the refrigerator for 20 minutes so that the chocolate freezes. We take it out the refrigerator and fall asleep inside the M&Ms. We remove the plastic mold with the stationary knife. We paste the label and install the lid on top. And now let's take a look at the cross section. By the way, instead of sweets, you can pour real cola into it and the bottle is empty and enjoy delicious chocolate. And now we have an incredibly beautiful experiment on our turn. Let's make a hole in the bottom of the bottle. Take a rubber hose and heat it to give it plasticity. Pull one end on gas burner and the other on the neck of a bottle. We will fix our construction with the plastic pipe and several clamps. That's the device we got. We run the gas inside a hose and then give it a spark. The light rushes along the hose like a roller coaster, completing everything with a small explosion in a bottle. Look how beautiful it looks in the total darkness. But in no case, do not repeat this at home. It can be very dangerous.